So Fistful of Frags surprisingly got another update here at the beginning of May. There was a huge gap in between updates. The last one I covered was the April 19th update. There was one, as you can see here, on April 30th, but it's so insignificant, so uh, it appeals to such a small amount of people that I didn't even bother doing a video on this one. The one here on May 6th is the first significant update we've gotten. So let's do the math. April 19th to May 6th. It's like, so what is that? 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks with absolutely nothing of value. It took that long to get another update. But here it is. Well, the April 30th, I'll just touch on this one real quick. In the ranked game mode, let me tell you something. I played the game earlier today, just past noon. It's a Saturday. There's, everybody should be playing games today. I checked the servers, and there was one server running ranked shootout, this new game mode he talks about here that he added. One server, and there was two people on that server and some bots. Two people on a Saturday, I guess it was Saturday afternoon. Two people on a ranked server. And that game mode just seems so dead. I talked with someone, the guy in my comments, his name's Judge Uchika or something, and he said that about 100 people played it, which I find a little hard to believe, but I guess maybe during times that I'm not looking, maybe there's more people on a server, but every single time I've ever seen a ranked server, there's just two people in it. So this is what this is why I didn't cover this update. It appeals to so little people. It affects so few people. I didn't cover it, but here it is. By the way, when I played just a couple hours ago, at the time of recording this video, I counted how many people were online throughout all the servers, how many players were online. It was about 110, 115 maybe. That's it. On a Saturday afternoon, at like 12 p.m., 1 p.m., there's just over 100 people playing. Like, does you realize how dead that is? There's probably no other game that I've ever played that's that dead. 100 people on a Saturday evening. Like, God, is that dead? And in terms of servers too, there was about four servers, maybe five, that had over 10 people in them. Well, after a while there was one or two servers close to capacity. The rest were all halfway or less, couple people here, a couple people there. 8 people in this one, 10 in that one, 15 in this one, 2 in this one. So there was two servers to choose from pretty much if you want to actually get some kills. Two servers. Just dead. But he added a feature here to get a damage bonus, but you turn into a target. I'm not even sure if that's worth it, to be honest, because you turn into a target. Health points can be increased up to 150, but bots may heal from whiskey jugs. He doesn't say how the so how can you increase them to 150? Do you just keep drinking whiskey or what? He doesn't say how to do it. This is really, and I've suggested this in my review for the game, I suggested this. When you get a weapon from a chest, you should get a health boost because you can die so easily after you get a good weapon. You won't even get a chance to use it. You go to a gold chest, you get a pump shotgun, you get to shoot two people, and you're dead. You can't even get a kill. But if you get a health boost once you get a gun, then you might have more of a chance to survive. I suggested doing that in the regular shootout game modes, and he appears to have done something similar in the ranked mode, but that mode's dead every time I look at it, so not very useful. And he fixed a thing where the server could crash when somebody used a Gatling gun for too long. Okay? Didn't even know that was an issue. Now, here to the first, let's get to the meat of this video. The first significant update in 2.5 to 3 weeks. Quite a few changes. The fanning skill. Now, that's a skill. I think it's kind of funny. I've done this occasionally where I pick the volcanic and just fanning and just load out on perks. It's funny to play that way. That you're not gonna win by playing that way, but it's just funny, just fanning that gun on somebody and trying to get a kill. It's for comedy purposes. It's not to try and win. I guarantee you here, you're not going to win a map. You're never going to get first place if you use fanning. But with that skill, he nerfed the accuracy while jumping. And he's basically saying here that before the accuracy while jumping was the same as when you were standing still, but now the accuracy when jumping is what you have when you're walking. It's kind of good to see that perk get nerfed. It's 2 stars for that, and to be honest, a lot of the times it's not worth it. Like that's the only ever time I've ever used that perk. Is because it's just for comedy purposes. If you actually want to be competitive with it, I mean, it's not worth using. It's a little OP at times too because you could just fan somebody. The thing about fanning that I don't like is when you're at close range or even mid range and you fan at somebody, you're just spraying bullets at them, and you're aiming for center mass. And what could happen is you hit them, but you hit them you get a headshot just randomly. Maybe you get an arm, you hit them in the arm. Maybe you get a headshot. Maybe you get a body shot, and it's not hard to aim at all. You're just spraying bullets. That's the thing I don't like about that is the fact that even though it technically makes you less accurate in terms of percentage, because you can just shoot somebody at center mass, the chances of getting a headshot dramatically increase and a quick kill. It's happened to me plenty of times before. Somebody just fans at me, they happen to get a headshot and I'm dead in 2 shots. But I guess it's kind of good to see. On Overtop, you know, I looked at this map for like 5 minutes. I just looked and looked, and the only changes I saw was in one room. He added like a barrel. It's like I think they use these back in the 1800s to maybe age whiskey or something. I don't know. It's like a barrel rack made out of wood. He added that in one of the rooms, right in the middle of it, I guess for cover. And the other thing I saw was that there's a stairway going down to a red chest. There used to be a fence there so you could see through it. He replaced the fence, he put a solid wall there now. Those are the only two layout. I guess one of them's not even really a layout change, it's more cosmetic. There was one layout change I saw. So, out of what he did here, I don't know if he hasn't explained exactly what he did. He says there was more than one. There's changes, so there had to be more than one, but I only saw one, and I looked and looked and looked. So, there was also, well, there's a stairway by the saloon. It used to be like an open room. There's a stairway, you go right on the right side of the saloon, you go down. There used to be just an open room there, you can go down, but now on the left side, there's like a fence and some junk sitting behind it, which serves no purpose other than cosmetics. He's added a couple pretty much he should have changed just here. He should have said one layout change and 2 cosmetic changes. But if there was more than one, I didn't see it, and I looked for a while. This right here, I think, is a lie. Improved respawn room. I saw no additions anywhere, no extra room. Not sure what he's talking about. And he said this in a previous update that he blocked off a certain area. Remember, I told in that video for that update, I said I couldn't find where this was, what he blocked off. But it turns out this is what it was. There's like a balcony there's a balcony, there's a saloon, a balcony behind it, and there's like a roof on top of that. Apparently, he blocked it off so you couldn't jump onto that roof. But people complained, so he brought it back. And to be honest, I really don't care. Because I went there, there's not much you don't get much of an advantage jumping on that roof. You can look around. There's not many areas where you can shoot people. There's no cover, pretty much. No cover, no whiskey. It's not that big. It's a sucky place to go. So why people were complaining, I don't know. This right here is just I think you'd be a lot better off adding new areas. Like there's so many areas in that map. I just from looking around earlier. There's so many areas that aren't used. There's parts of buildings that are just empty. There's parts of roofs you can't go in. There's so many inaccessible areas you can't go to. You can't go on any of the roofs. The sniping opportunities suck. I would much rather see better sniping opportunities or exploration opportunities instead of adding back the ability to jump onto a roof that's a waste of time in the first place. Schofield revolver may appear in killstreak chests. I guess that's a good change, even though the chance of that. The thing about those chests is that the chance of you're gonna open one up, and the chance of you being able to use the gun for very long is so slim. You open up the chest, you get a gun. Somebody's on you because you have to stand still to open the chest. That's just like it goes back to my previous thing. If you got a health boost when you opened a chest, then you'd have more chance to use the guns, but you don't get a boost, so you die quick. But I guess it's good to see. I'd still like to see this gun back into the starting menu. The entire starting menu should be completely revamped. Just scrap the whole freaking thing, start over, pretty much. It's so stale. We've had the starting menu I'm talking about here is the one in the shootout modes, 4-team shootout, regular shootout, free for all. Your loadout, what you choose to use. It's been pretty much we've had like no significant changes on that since like 2017, 2016. It's been this just the stale. There's occasionally been things that changed, like he added back the dual Derringer thing for a week or two, then he took it out. But in terms of like huge changes, like multiple things at once, we haven't seen that for years. But anyway, next thing is a perk. This is actually good. The quick draw perk. It used to cost 3 stars, and now it's down to 2, which is good because 3 was really not worth it. It just all it does is it makes you bring out your gun quicker, and when you bring out your gun, you got to cock the hammer. It makes the animation play quicker. And 3 stars really wasn't worth that. 2 stars is a lot better. This is a good change. Still, I'm probably not going to use it because the little bit of it, like, how much of an advantage are you going to get if you can bring out your gun half a second quicker or a fourth of a second quicker? It's still not that good of a perk. The Nemesis system is disabled in ranked shootout, which kind of discourages me from playing that game mode even more. I haven't played it yet, but the Nemesis system is a good system. I'll say that right now. Because you can get a good reward of notoriety and sort of it gives you something for killing people that have killed you a bunch of times. It's a good system, and I'll just say that right now. It is good. And I guess he took out a ranked shootout because you get a lot of notoriety. It could put you ahead. But seeing that change it's discouraging. There was a bug here I noticed where there's like a health meter in the bottom left corner, and a picture of whoever you're playing as, whether it be a ranger or a vigilante or whatever, would show in that. And based off of how much health you have, it would like go up and down. But the graphic for that was broken. When you were at full health, it wasn't. The picture didn't show full health. I noticed that, but I figured a lot of people missed that. It's a pretty small bug. But apparently, he must have got complaints or something, so he fixed it. That was the one I'm pretty sure he caused by himself, too, because after this April 30th update, that's when it happened. Before that, it was fine, so he must have caused it with this update. But I guess it's okay to see it fixed. So in summary here, we have waste of time, good, could have been a lot better, pretty much a waste of time. I don't know. This is extremely misleading. The overtop stuff, didn't see any room. The layout change is like I said, there's he put a like some barrels in the middle of a room. That's the change. Like I don't know who was asking for that, but and the small roof. This map could be so drastically improved. Like this stuff is just minuscule compared to what should be done. Schofield, good. Quick draw, good. Nemesis, bad. And the bug. So we have pretty much useless and marginally good. This is probably the. I don't want to say it'd be the best update of this month. Saying this is the best update of May 2021, that'd be a pretty low bar. You set the bar that low. If this is going to be all the best we get, the bar is set very low. But maybe that is the best. So there you go. Now I gotta wait another 3 weeks for the next update.